What's up? What's up? What it do, cyber world? It's your girl, the one and only Ash Brown, and this is the Ash Brown Uncensored Show. On this program, we talk a little bit about everything. It might be pop culture related, it may be Ash Brown related. You just gotta stay tuned to see what I'm gonna talk about. All right, so I wanted to talk about my very first trip to Europe, darling. Yes, I visited 3 countries in 4 days. It was insane. It was absolutely bonkers, darling. Absolutely bonkers. Okay, so I went to Ireland. I was in Shannon, Ireland. Did not leave the plane. That's another story within itself. I was a little disappointed, but it was just like a stop. And we stopped there for about an hour or some change. And then we went to Denmark. And we actually overnighted in Denmark. And we stayed at this hotel motel looking thing. I'm not gonna give them a shout because I didn't love the accommodations, and my company definitely could have done a little bit better. But that's another story within itself. But yeah, so I spent the night in Denmark in a town called Kolding with a K. It was like Kolding, Kolding, Denmark, and it was interesting. Now, the room accommodations, it was made out kind of like a motel type of situation. Like it was like all on one floor. It was a lot of like cobblestone type of walkways. It was really awkward, y'all. Really super awkward. So I get to my room and it's very modest living, which is not an issue for me. Very modest, very simple. And I'm noticing that there's no air conditioner, y'all. They don't do air in Denmark. They have heaters set up. They got the radiator set up. But there's no air conditioning. I was like, oh Lord, Lordy. This is something else. This is definitely something else. Because it was quite humid. It was humid. Luckily for me, I had my portable fan and I was just kind of cooling it, chilling it, whatever you want to call it. And I was straight with that. I was good with that. But it was a little bit humid. And then I look and I see, for the very first time in actual life, I see a European outlet. And as I'm seeing the European outlet in the wall, y'all, I'm remembering I left my outlet converter in my storage unit at home in Atlanta. And I was like, oh, snap. I'm not going to be able to charge my phone or my other devices. This is going to be interesting. Now, it's very important for you to travel with a battery pack or 2 or possibly 3. However many that you can pack up in there. It's very important to do that. So luckily for me, I had a battery pack that I was able to use to charge up my devices. So that was not horrible. That wasn't terrible. It's very quiet over there, y'all. I guess because I'm from the Bronx. I typically live in the city wherever I move to. And I'm just kind of used to cars, noise, something just moving. And in Denmark at 2:45 a.m. in the morning, you could hear a pin drop on the street. It was wild. It was nice and peaceful, and I felt a sense of just serene and tranquility just through the atmosphere that I'd never really experienced before. And I loved it. It was like everybody goes to bed on time. Like, I don't know, like 9, 10 o'clock at night, everybody goes to bed. Lights are out and everything's quiet. You're not hearing televisions play. You're not hearing people argue. You're not even seeing cars on the road. And I thought that was so wonderful. So wonderful because it's complete opposite from what I'm used to and what I've grown accustomed to. So Denmark was cool. There's a lot of greenery in Denmark. A lot of greenery. I didn't really get to go out much because I wasn't feeling so wonderful. But from my colleagues that did actually go out. They saw a castle, they went into town, they got some good food, and it was just a really awesome trip. So from Denmark, we went to Ramstein, Ramstein, Germany. Or Ramstein, I'm probably saying it wrong. One of the two. RMS, that's the doggone code. All right, so look it up. Look up the code. So we went there, and then we ultimately ended up in Savannah, Georgia. Ended up in Savannah, GA. So I was glad to get back to GA. That was really cool. That was really, really awesome. And yeah, so I went to 3 different countries in 4 days, and it was really cool. And I'm looking forward to more adventures that I can share with y'all. And I know that I'm going to have some stories. I'm going to have some more stories to share about all the craziness in my life and all these amazing places that I'm going to go. So that is the short abridged version of what happened to me in Denmark. But yeah, Denmark, it was really, really chill. And like I said, we left like 2:40 in the morning, so it was like pitch black except for like the street lights. But like I said, it was quiet. Like if you listened hard enough, you could hear nothing down the street. You could hear absolutely nothing. And there was a bit of a cool breeze that came through. And people are so trusting. You know, I'm from the Bronx, and I always say that I'm from the Bronx, but I was just brought up in a way to always just prepare me to just always be looking over my back, always looking over my shoulders. And you don't leave doors open. You don't leave windows open. You're leaving it open for the boogeyman to come get you. And in Denmark, they're just so trusting. They're just so loving. They leave their back doors all open. Windows is wide open. I guess to catch the breeze. But I'm thinking, the boogeyman's going to get y'all. Lock your doors. Lock your windows. But it was cool. It was totally cool. So looking forward to some more stories to share with you guys, and hopefully some pictures on my IG. So keep an open eye out there, darlings. And you never know what I'll post next. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for your love, your support. It makes a huge, huge difference. I hope that you have a prosperous, powerful, and just a wonderful week ahead. And I will holler at y'all later. Deuces.